Today we're going to be making an art piece expressing self-love. You can make this out of any medium you'd like, but I'm going to choose watercolor today. For that, I'm going to be using a watercolor palette, watercolor brushes, a cup of water, a spray bottle of water, as well as watercolor paper. And I'm going to use colored pencil, but you can use marker and colored pencil if you like. I'm going to use a spray bottle and just wake up my paints so I can get them started. I'm going to be using this smaller flat brush to start and working on that upper third of the paper. I'm going to be making something else on that bottom 2/3. I'm going to be making a vase or a jug down there. So I'm only going to be working on that upper third of the paper. And I'm going to grab this yellow kind of orange shade, and I'm just going to be starting to make flower petals. Using the flat edge of my brush, I'm going to just set it on the paper, and I'm going to pull towards the center or the opposite direction, pulling outwards and coming in. And by doing this, I'm going to be making these cute little like daisy-like shapes. And as you're doing this, I want you to imagine when you were a little kid holding a bunch of flowers, and do you remember pulling the petals off the flowers and you'd say, do they love me? Do they not? Do they love me? Do they not? And at the end of the day, we want to be able to say that none of that matters because we love ourselves more than anything. I'm overlapping these colors just for fun. I grabbed a darker shade. I think that's good. And then I'm going to make the bottom 2/3 of the paper in a jug. I'm going to use this kind of greenish blue shade. And you're going to be writing letter work in here over the jug. So you want it big enough to at least hold some lettering. I'm going to add the handle here. And then just to make it look a little 3D, I'm going to add that upper part. Don't worry too much about how perfect it is. Mine is perfectly lopsided. I love it. Okay, so my artwork is now dry, and so I'm going to add some colored pencil details. So I have a light green and a brown. I'm going to take that brown and I'm going to make the centers of each of these flowers. Okay, and now I'm going to make the stems of each of these flowers. So I'm going to be just going one by one and pulling them down and into the vase, trying to find where their center is, and then pulling behind from there. Okay, so now we're going to be adding in our lettering work on the inside of our vase. So we're going to start with writing, do they love me? And then I'm going to write, do they not? And then I'm going to write, who cares? Because really, who cares whether they do love you or not? And then on the bottom, you're going to be writing, I love myself. That's the most important part, right? Oh, I loves myself. I love that. We're going to go with it. Because sometimes a mistake is just too fun to remove. I hope by making this art, you know that you are worthy of love, joy, and kindness, and you embrace and nurture yourself every day.